Hello, beautiful human beings. Our guest for today goes by many names. Janelle, Miss Janelle, Janelle Miss, Nell. But on YouTube, she goes by a completely different name, formerly known as Say With Your Art. Please help me to give a warm welcome to Miss Fairy Talks. Hello, we're so happy to have you here today. Thank you, I'm happy to be here. Well, shall we get started? Yes, of course. Well, Miss Fairy Talks, you can call me Janelle. Janelle, I love your outfit. I absolutely adore it. Thank you. The audience would like to know where you get your fashion inspiration from. So I actually get my fashion inspiration from people like Alani, aka Was Good on Instagram. Sometimes I get inspiration from Wear to the Nines, Casey and Richie on Instagram and YouTube. And a lot of times I get my inspiration from just people around me, walking down the street, at my job, wherever I go. So you just gotta always be looking, you know? Inspiration is really everywhere. Beautiful. What words would you use to describe your style? I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say I'm trendy, but I do follow trends, but I just also follow what I like. If I don't like a trend, I'm not gonna wear it just because it's a trend. If it doesn't fit my body type, I'm not gonna wear it because I don't like it on me. So I guess I would describe it as personal and earth tones, definitely, and I would definitely say somewhat bright on different occasions. Sometimes I wear dark clothes, sometimes I wear light clothes. I will say that I changed my wardrobe from being extremely dark to extremely light. I had to incorporate more colors, and that I would say came from What's Good, Alani, because she wears a lot of colorful clothes, and I was like, why am I wearing only black? So I stepped my game up, you know? Also, I definitely think I wear a lot of layers. I usually wear a long sleeve shirt underneath a spaghetti strap shirt or something like that. You know, I like to layer up. Maybe a shirt and then a little cardigan over. You know, just depends on the vibe and the weather. So yeah. Yes, you do love to layer up. Can we show some pictures to the audience? Now, we talked about how you express yourself outwardly through clothing. What would you say are your favorite things about yourself? Let's name one outward thing and one inward thing that you really truly appreciate about yourself. Okay, I like this question. I genuinely like how approachable I am, and I think that either has to do with my eyes or my smile. I actually think I smile with my eyes. I notice that when I'm out, on the rare occasion that I do go out, a lot of people say hi and wave and smile at me. And I remember this one time I was at a park with my friend and someone said good evening and smiled, and I said good evening back, and my friend looked at me like, huh? And I was like, what? And she was like, that never happens to me. And I was like, really? I was like, people smile at me and wave and say hi all the time. I thought it was a normal thing. But yeah, I think my approachability is something that I really like about myself, and my smile. Inwardly, I would definitely say my generosity and my love for other people. Wow. On that note, I'd like to ask, do you think there's a difference between passion and purpose? Oh, absolutely. I think someone's purpose is what they're put on this earth to do. And I think someone's passion is what they enjoy the most, what they feel drawn to, what they love. Those two things can go hand in hand, but I don't think they're the same exact thing. I think you can fulfill your purpose without exactly doing your passion. And while you should pursue your passion, I don't think that's the only way to fulfill your purpose. For example, the other day, I feel like I had the realization that my purpose might be to bring people joy, to put a smile on people's faces, to lift people up, only because I noticed that my heart actually gets full when someone says, oh my gosh, Janelle, you made my day, you don't know how much that meant to me, you know, stuff like that. It really fills my heart. And while my passion is art and freedom of expression, my purpose might be to uplift other people. And while I can uplift them through art and through freedom of expression, I don't think that's the only way to fulfill my purpose. I totally agree. Now, you mentioned art. Let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. Do you mean what type of art I like to make or what type of art I like to see? Let's do both. Well, I really am drawn to anything that's extremely creative and bright and uplifting and mesmerizing. There are some pieces that I could just literally stare at all day, or I feel like I could stare at it all day. Artists like Sincerely Art on Twitter, artists like Young Lin on Twitter, and just art where you can see that there's a story, or you can just feel, you know, bliss from it. That's the type of art I really like to look at. The type of art I like to make, I really haven't figured that out yet. My style, people tell me they know if I drew something or not, but I don't think that my style is concrete yet. I think I'm still working on, you know, being better at art, so then I can build my style, you know? Okay, so what does art mean to you? So to me, art is freedom of expression. It's not just painting or drawing or digital art even. It's clothes, it's makeup, it's nails, it's music. That's why so many people like music, because, and spoken word poems, because you can feel what someone is feeling through their art. So I don't think art is necessarily what people think of when they think of art. I think art is all forms of freedom of expression, to be honest. Wow, your responses really have me thinking. Thank you. Now let's switch the topic to YouTube. The audience would like to know, what made you get into YouTube? Well, I've always wanted to do YouTube. I've been watching YouTube since I was probably whenever YouTube came out. I started watching YouTube, and I seen all these people my age doing it, and I wanted to do it, but I wasn't allowed when I was younger, so. And now you're allowed. So, what equipment do you use for your content? For my videos, I use my iPhone, a tripod, and whatever light I have available. Right now I'm using this light from it's like for a desk, an office desk. But other than that, like, I don't use anything fancy other than the tripod, to be honest. I actually also edit my videos on my phone, and it's funny because I went to college for media studies, basically, and we used all the Adobe software. We used Final Cut Pro. I actually know how to use all that software, but now I use InShot. It's free, so. Speaking of college, how's life been after college? Well, I'm working and I like my job, so. You're a teacher, correct? Something like that. I'm more like a teacher's assistant, but you can call me a teacher if you want to. Okay, Miss Janelle. What are your favorite parts about teaching? My favorite part about my job is definitely the students. They're hilarious. They're extremely entertaining. They're like, if you were to make a movie, you could make a movie based on them. It would definitely be a comedy. Sorry. Somebody was texting me, just kidding. It's a notification though. My favorite part about my job is definitely the students. They're funny, they're caring, they're lovable, they're loving. They genuinely care about each other and the people that work with them, which is really cool to see. I remember when I first started working there, I was in a first grade class and the teacher would call people up to the board and to answer questions, and the kids would be like, yeah, go, like let's call the person Molly. Yeah, go Molly, you can do it, like cheering them on to answer a math problem. And I was just like, wow, I've never seen such a thing. Like, they're very uplifting. So I'll definitely say the students are the best part of the job. I think any teacher would say that though. And they honestly feel like family to me. So yeah, they're the best part of my job. And what would you say are the least desirable parts about teaching? Honestly, like I said, they really do feel like family. So when they graduate, I really just be so sad, honestly. I cried for my 2020 graduates, which I didn't even get to see them graduate because of the pandemic. So school ended without me even getting to say bye. And my 2021 kids, I cried at their graduation, but I'm just so happy I got to see them graduate at least. So yeah, but definitely watching them graduate, being with them for my job, like I said, I'm not really a teacher, but I'm there from when I met them. Some of them, I met them in second grade, some of them I met them in kindergarten. So watching them grow and then graduate, that's definitely the hardest part. Is like they're leaving and you probably never see them again. But another thing is that they definitely need to work on their listening skills. You can say something 100 times and they'll still ask you. They'll be like, Miss Janelle, where are we going for recess? Basketball court. Miss Janelle, where are we going for recess? Basketball court. Miss Janelle, where are we going for recess? Basketball court. Miss Janelle, where are we going for recess? I just be looking at them like, bro, you're not asking me that again. That's crazy. I'm not answering. So listening and them graduating, those are the two most undesirable parts of teaching or of my job. So yeah, I definitely get that. Everyone needs time to themselves. So what do you do to stay grounded? Honestly, what helps me stay grounded is my relationship with Jesus. Every morning I read the Bible, I do my devotions, I pray, and if I wake up early enough, I do my 15-minute meditation, which is probably my favorite part, but I don't get to do it because I don't want to wake up early. But yeah, definitely my relationship with Jesus keeps me grounded. Also, nature and talking to my cousin, but since it's cold outside, I don't get to enjoy nature as much. I love that. Jesus, nature, and family. That's beautiful. So tell me, how does this Janelle compare to the Janelle that existed 3 years ago? Wow, that's a great question. So 3 years ago, I would say I was definitely extremely sad. 3 years ago is when I graduated college, 2018. So post-grad is pretty depressing, to be quite honest. But I was definitely sad, but I always had to put on a happy face, or at least I wasn't in touch with my emotions as much 3 years ago, so I would just hide my emotions behind a smile, hide my sadness behind a smile. But I got my first job right after college. Matter of fact, that's a lie, because I definitely had like 2 jobs before I started working in the school, and then when I was working in the school, I had 2 jobs in the school. So I was working from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, well, Monday through Friday. I was in the school building 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. every Monday through Friday. and it wasn't where I wanted to be. I felt like I should be doing something that was in my major, something that I studied, so I wasn't wasting money. But I felt extremely sad. I would be wiping tables, you know, for the next lunch class to come in with tears in my eyes, and then I would wipe them and then go talk to the students, you know, and then repeat. Yeah. 3 years ago, I was definitely sad, like very, very, very sad. Now I'm 25 and I'm definitely feeling the pressures of society, but you know, I'm just trying to go with the flow and go at God's timing. So yeah. Well, I'm glad you learned to deal with your emotions better. Definitely still trying to figure things out and put in work though. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I don't know. I don't really like to think that far ahead in the future, but I know that I do want to one day own my own art studio amongst a lot of other things. So I'd also like to sell some art. Definitely sell some art. Beautiful. And when you do, I'll definitely buy some. Before you go, let's do a rapid fire round. Okay, sounds fun. You have 10 seconds to answer each question. All right, let's go. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I have a sister. What is your favorite holiday and why? Last time somebody asked me this, I said my birthday, but I'm gonna say Christmas because you can give and receive gifts, or Juneteenth. What is the worst holiday gift? Definitely Dunkin' Donuts gift cards. Things that aren't really thoughtful or personal. And lastly, how long have you been wearing glasses? 15 years. I got my glasses when I was 10. Thank you so much, Janelle. We loved talking to you. Beautiful human beings, I hope you enjoyed this interview with the lovely Fairy Talks. We would love to have you back again soon. Whenever you invite me, I'll be here. Do you have an outro? Yeah, but I don't do it a lot. Let's do it. It's peace, love, and game. Bye. Thanks for watching. My British accent is crazy.